welcome back to my channel. I am Emmy. So, if you're new, hello, welcome to this big family. It has been actually quite a long time since I haven't filmed myself because I was preparing for my mocks and they're finally ended. So, today's video is a February study Q&A. I have included 5 questions that people very often ask me about my studying habits. So today I'm gonna answer all of them, and let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe. So, in terms of this first question, there's really not a definite answer to it. It really depends on what period of the semester we're talking about. So, for example, in mid-semester, there's really not any sort of big exams coming up, some small tests, and it's just me doing my homework and pre-studying for some classes. Then I would say 6 to 7 hours. That's usually the normal study day. If the exams are coming up, usually a bit more, so 9 to 10 hours. 11 hours is usually my max. Not because I cannot study more, but because there is really no need to study more, because I can, split up my study in a quite organized way so that I can ensure that I don't really have to study more, usually no more than 10 hours per day. During holidays, like right now, we're in White Week, I think 5 hours usually. Sometimes it could be a little bit more if I am actually working on the works that I have assigned to myself, like studying coding and watching some university psychology lectures. If we count that as studying, then usually a bit more than 5 hours. So yeah, that is pretty much how long I study. But I would say it's better not to count your studying as hours because numbers can deceive as much as they reveal, right? So it really depends on what you have done instead of how long you have been studying. You can be in front of a computer for like 2 hours without doing anything. So I don't think the number is actually very representative of your productivity. But yeah, if you want to keep a track of how long you study, then that's good too. Okay, this is a very interesting question. It seems to people that I never get tired when studying. But the reality is I am a human being, and of course I do get tired. And I think the reason behind my apparent non-tiredness is because I can manage my energy very well. You've probably heard other people saying that it's more important to manage your energy than your time. Well, I think both are important, but just managing well your time may not be enough. I think when you are able to manage your energy well, then you can actually study for longer hours than you might think you can. So for example, I would leave most of the heavy works to do during morning when I am most efficient and productive, and leave some of the less heavy works to do after lunch because I usually feel very sleepy. So I wouldn't leave something like math practice until after lunch because it's just not possible for me to do it well. Like a problem that I could solve in like 5 minutes during morning perhaps may take me half an hour to do so after lunch. So from this you can see how important it is to know when you are most productive and efficient, and manage your works accordingly. So usually after lunch I would leave something like reading an economics chapter and taking some notes. That takes much less energy compared to solving a math problem, right? So yeah, managing effectively your energy would allow you to complete the most difficult tasks when you are most energetic and efficient, and finish the less demanding tasks when you feel a bit tired. So this would allow you to do more works within a limited amount of time, and that's why from other people's eye, I never get tired. It's not that I never get tired, it's because when I am tired, I can continue to work because the work at hand is not that heavy and does not require so much energy. Yeah, so that's basically why people just see me never getting tired in studying. In terms of this question, I think again there's not a definite answer. It really depends on a lot of factors, including my mood that day, and my motivation, like level of motivation that day, and also the amount of studying that I have to do that day. I would say during like a normal study day, so 7 hours of studying perhaps, I would take like an hour and a half of break in between, usually 15 minutes. Sometimes I take a 5-minute break between each subject instead of a longer break, like 15 minutes, because during the long breaks, I usually take out my phone and then start to go on YouTube or Instagram, and therefore the 15-minute break may not be enough because I can just stay there for like half an hour. So sometimes I prefer not to take the 15-minute break and just take the 5-minute break, because in those 5 minutes I feel like, okay, it's just 5 minutes, so I just wouldn't take my phone with me. I'll just go on the balcony and just have a walk, or something like that. And taking breaks is super important if you want to be productive. You can't just stay there for, I mean, like the amount of concentration that a person can have varies from individual to individual. Some people can concentrate a bit more, some others concentrate less for a shorter period of time. That's fine, it's okay, but all of us needs to take a break in between. And the amount of break to take again depends on people, and sometimes like some of my friends can just work for like 3 or 4 hours and then just take the entire day off, the rest of the day off. If you want to work for longer hours, like what I do, like 7-8 hours, then you have to take more breaks in between so that you can like evenly distribute your concentration from time to time. To be honest, when I was in 10th grade and 11th grade, I actually didn't leave any time for myself besides academics. So during those 2 years, I was fully absorbed within the academics. Like in my world, it's just studying and studying. And after I entered my 11th grade, it's just IB, and IB. But as I began my senior year this year, I recognized the importance of leaving some time for myself, i.e., dedicating some time to things outside the academics. So dedicating time to hobbies, or just staying there and staring at the sky. I think this is just so important. Sometimes our mind just gets so concentrated that almost it's gonna explode. So we need sometimes for our mind to wander around and just stay there and do nothing. Yeah, so from this year on, I have left quite a few time for myself, just besides the academic, besides IB. I started to do other things I like writing book, and studying coding, and even working on publishing a website. So I am not sure whether I interpret the word spare time the same as you guys do, but we'll just define spare time as a period of time where I have not got a plan. This is very rare because I even plan out the time in which I, do works besides the academics, like watching TV. But if I do have spare time, so sometimes I might finish a task earlier than what I planned, leaving me with like 20 minutes, half an hour, or even an hour out of the day. Most likely I would watch YouTube or do some other academics works that I thought I could not do that day because of the amount of work that I have to do. But right now, because of this, because of finishing the work earlier, I now have the time to do. So that's the second option. The third one is to do some reading on about psychology. And the fourth one is just playing piano or singing. So those are my answers to the 5 most commonly asked questions to me. And I hope they have somehow answered your questions and inspired you in some ways. Feel free to leave more comments below and ask any questions about my studying habits if you want. I'll be organizing more like study Q&As in the future, and hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and nice to meet you back, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.